Hey, have you ever wanted to get a pilot's license? Well, here in San Diego, pilots can fly almost every day, which makes San Diego one of the best places to learn how to fly in the world. Learn to fly with San Diego Flight Training International. Check out the deals just for gun owner radio listeners. 1 hour ground school, 1 hour of flight with an instructor. Yep, you get to fly. Normally it's $400. You listeners will get it for $350. Just mention this radio show. Getting started is super easy. Call them at 858-569-1822. Learn to fly with SDFTI, 858-569-1822.
All right, at the beginning of the show, we introduced you to Chris with a C, Skahill from 511.
That's me.
How you doing, man?
I'm great. Thanks again for having me in.
So, talk about 511. First off, I thought everybody knew what 511, where the name came from.
Sure.
And when you guys opened in El Cajon, a bunch of people didn't know. I thought it was kind of.
Did you know?
I did, yeah. I've known for years. So tell everybody, where did 511 come from?
Yeah, perfect. So 511, being that the company was originally founded in the Yosemite Valley, 511 is a climb rating. So 5 being rock climbing, 11 being the most difficult route at the time. It's higher now. But essentially, paraphrasing, it's a impossible route that can only be achieved through great feats sometimes. So that's where 511 came from.
Wow. So you guys started out as a rock climbing?
It originally started, way back when in Yosemite Valley. It was the determination to make a pant that would survive on granite for rock climb. So a lot of the pocket layouts and the rear right strap was all about securing your pro, because at the time, rock climbing harnesses or climbing harnesses didn't have attachment points.
How? So what year was that? Was that the 90s?
So that would have been in the early 90s, and then in 2003, 511 broke away and incorporated as its own entity. It was originally the 511 Pant, and then in 2003 incorporated and became 511 Tactical.
Yeah. Remember how rock climbing? Remember how popular rock climbing was in the 80s?
Well, I know. You and I used to go all the time.
Yeah. I was the rock.
You were the rock.
I remember, even REI. I remember REI has a rich rock climbing history.
Sure.
So you guys were sponsors of our symposium,
Right.
which was really, really awesome. That was the first gun show since they shut down the gun shows at Del Mar. We're extremely happy. We're looking forward to. I don't know. I think it'd be great to have 4 or 5 a year. So we're definitely going to bring it back, work with the folks who brought it here, and make it even bigger and better. So for you guys to step up and help us out like that on the first one out, and you put so much faith in us.
Sure.
I can't tell you how much we appreciate it. It was really, really awesome.
Well, we appreciate the opportunity, because the biggest thing we think about is when we look at community. Part of community is being in it and being a part of it, and living by those ideals.
So that was why it was important for you to be a part of the symposium.
Absolutely.
Well, and it's nice that you supported a small group like ours, because if anybody watches any motorsports, NHRA or NASCAR, I think you're on every frickin' team.
We have. It's funny enough. There's a lot of pit crews that do wear 511 gear because it holds up.
Because it holds up.
Absolutely.
And I've never really had any. I've never seen 511 on the side of a race car, but because I wear so much of it, I'm noticing pit guys, like you said,
absolutely,
wearing mainly the pants and the shirts, and all the drivers when they're getting interviewed, if they're not in their suits, they're usually wearing 511 shirts. And I think that has a lot to do with the style, the cut, the feel, and the way they're made.
Agreed. And that's a lot of being able to have that appropriate look, dress for the job, but at the same point, have that long-term wear and durability.
Right. And you could wear it almost dress up, and it's not dress up.
Dress it up, dress it down. Your choice. Absolutely.
And as long as you're wearing, it's. I wear it when I go to a lot of press events, car press events, and everybody's wearing suits and sports coats. I don't. I wear my 511.
Thank you.
And I get more comments on that. And, and durable, you can wash the snot out of those things. Still.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Our polos, when we really first came out with polos, our San Diego County Gunners, our polos were 511.
Yeah, what happened?
And they were blue. They were the navy blue. The reason they were navy blue, we actually originally wanted black. But NASCAR just put in a huge order, and they sucked up all the black ones. And they were like, it's actually going to take a little bit longer to get black. So I was like, all right, blue, boom. So it became blue.
Well, if you need black polos, I mean, we have some of the largest on-hand inventories in North America right now.
And they're so nice. Your polos are really, really great. They kind of set the standard.
Wash and wear, for sure.
Yeah. Law enforcement uses it. Talk about law enforcement. You guys have did law enforcement find you, or did you guys reach out to law enforcement?
Yeah, it's kind of a funny story. Originally, back when we're talking the 90s, law enforcement found us. And the intent was, it was at the National Academy back at Quantico, being able to have a pant that sustained the rigors of the range, but also something that could be dressed up and something that would look official and sharp in the classroom. And that was paper orders and handwritten, hand-signed checks being mailed, and and then developing that forward. Really, when we look at it, we have one of the largest national sales teams, not just in industry, but in general. We've got just over 45 sales team members, and that's just for North America.
Wow.
And we go out and service law enforcement agencies. We make Class A and Class B uniforms, as well as apparel and outerwear, bags, pistol belts, pouches, et cetera, plate carriers, and footwear.
Well, now correct me if I'm wrong here, but I would assume that the commercial stuff you guys do, the mass commercial stuff that you guys do for law enforcement, that sort of thing, and your online sales probably are much bigger than the actual in-store sales, I would imagine.
Yeah, well, when we think about stores in general, we've got 125 stores now across the U.S. We're still opening retail stores when most other brands, either don't have retail stores, or they're closing stores.
Yeah.
And we're still growing. And what we find is building and opening to those markets, such that we can service those communities.
So what's important about the brick and mortar stores? What are you guys looking to accomplish by opening up these stores? Because like I said, I think you guys could probably make a really good living without a single brick and mortar store, which means that there's something behind it that isn't just you know what I mean. It's not just like, well, gee, this is where the profit center is.
Sure.
You know what I mean? There's something else behind it. So what is that thing?
Well, I mean, even when we look back 2 years ago in pandemic, we still had stores open, right, and being able to support and supply those communities and adhere to what those requirements were from a health department standpoint. But really, when we think about our retail stores and e-com, it's access to brand. And we have a huge opportunity, too, with our consumer wholesale. So you can go to the Bass Pros and the Scheels and the Cabela's of the world and find 511 product. But when you look at our retail stores, it's wall-to-wall 511.
Yeah.
So you're gonna. It's really it's almost that experience, and you're gonna see how much of that opportunity there is in all of our categories.
And the thing I like about your retail stores is you're still staying focused to the core of why you're here.
Absolutely.
There's not ARs on the wall. There's not targets on the wall. It's all mountain climbing and rock climbing and that type of material. And whoever's decorating your stores, I think is doing a very good job. It's well laid out. You've got, to me, I just enjoy shopping there because I'm one of these kind of guys that goes in, need a pair of pants. You got a whole freaking wall of pants.
Yeah.
And you have a lot of all the sizes.
Absolutely. And having that available on-hand inventory in stores and things that are going to fit that range of customer coming through the door, our mantra is always be ready. And the idea, too, is we want you to come in and gear up for whatever that mission might be, whether it be outdoor adventure, whether it be going to the range, whether it be lifestyle or conceal carry. That all ties in for us.
I think it's good for the first-time buyer, too, that's either, let's say, getting into gun ownership. Because when you walk into one of your stores, it's like, whoa, I didn't know they made this. Or, wow, sometimes you have to ask them, what is this for?
There's a lot of aha moments for
sure.
Yeah,
it really is. No, and I think you put a lot of effort into that, not
Absolutely.
just the clothes themselves.
Now, how did you make your way to 511, you personally?
Yeah, so I've been with the company now direct for the last 3.5 years, but my first touch with the brand was in 2005 as a firearms instructor. So that was the uniform. So I've got the polo, I've got the tack pants, the original canvas cotton pants. So those, they still exist, right? Had the fishing vest,
Yeah.
You know, so
the
that
tactical fishing vest.
the tactical fishing vest. And I mean, when you think all the way back, that was servicing a need of government customer in the early global war on terror.
Yeah.
So everyone knew that wasn't for fishing, but it served a purpose for being able to carry a loadout.
The only complaint I got.
This is like the fifth only complaint.
The vest that you have, they're just too warm.
They will
Why are you
last
in a vest?
forever.
What are you, Han Solo? What are you doing in a vest?
You put a shirt on and you put the vest. It's like, yeah, I got to take the vest off. But I have to admit, I did go to Alaska,
Okay,
and it worked.
good. Yeah, the vest is a lot about what you're carrying in the pockets.
Yeah,
for sure.
I love your hideaway pockets.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I get a question. I don't know the answer to this. You know that strap? I think it's on the right hip of a 5. What is
Yep.
that?
Don't tell him.
Don't tell. Okay.
Let him figure it out.
No. So originally, you hear all these stories. Oh, that's for the radio, so it doesn't fall out of your pocket. Oh, that's for your ear pro. Originally, way back in the day, that's where your carabiners and climbing pro was connected to.
When you started talking about the connection to rock climbing, I started to wonder if that's what it was. I got to be honest. I don't know. I've been around gun guys for like 25 years now. And for 25 years, I've pretended I know what that's for. You know what I mean? And didn't ask the question.
Were you right?
No. I was
Hey, did you know they sell watches?
Yeah, well, you're wearing one.
I know. They don't sell this one anymore. This is a classic.
It is a classic.
You know how long I've had this thing? It's amazing.
The answer. That was an Archer reference, wasn't
Oh,
it?
absolutely.
Nice.
Inland Empire gun owners strive to be the ounce of prevention in the fight for your gun rights. How do they do it? They do it by fundraising and getting local pro-gun candidates elected. Become a member today. Go to iegunowners.com/join and join the growing number of responsible gun owners stepping up to defend our Second Amendment rights. That's iegunowners.com/join.
Subscribe to our email list and win some swag. This week's winner is Robert. Oh, should we wait? Let's do a little. Do we have a drum roll? This week's winner is Robert Chambers. Robert, if you're listening, hopefully you are, email prizes@gunownersradio.com to claim your T-shirt or hat. It's up to you. Free training for members, basic pistol course from San Diego Firearms School. That is a $140 value.
Wow.
And then Matthias Quallenberg, he presented on the CCW Lifestyle at the Symposium. He's the one that gives that basic pistol shooting course. And members, you can sign up at gunownersradio.com/training, the number 4 members. Go to gunownersradio.com/training, the number 4 members. And that is for a basic pistol shooting course from San Diego Firearms School. I think we're actually going to end up. So Matthias lived in Germany until he was 25, and then moved to America. Followed a girlie who he married, and but lived in Germany. And he's just about turned 40, so he's been here. I can't do the math. 15 years, and I was talking to him about growing up in Germany and what it was like. And I think we're gonna do a Magnum episode. I think we're gonna have him come into the studio and just do an uninterrupted hour and a half to talk about what it's like growing up in Germany, because it was fascinating. The conversation was fascinating. Matthias is such a good dude. I still got. If you're listening, man, we got to go to Tip Top Meats in Carlsbad.
He could be talking about spaghetti, and I just listened to him.
I don't.
Got that voice, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good dude. Gun Owner Symposium grand prize drawing. Symposium attendees got to enter at the gun show. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 prizes to give away. And this is good stuff, man. Oh my gosh, this is really good stuff. Hey, Rich, how do we want to do this? Do you want me to just go down the list, or yeah, just go down the list? All right, I'm just going to go down the list. So let's start with the 511 Range Ready Trainer Bag, which was super nice. I was drooling all over it. I really, really wanted to take it, and I asked Rich. I was like, "Hey, man, is this extra?" And he goes, "No, it is not extra." So 511 Range Ready Trainer Bag goes to Miles Criscuolo. Congratulations, Miles, for your 511 Range Ready Trainer Bag. $150 Alexo Athletica gift certificate. Alexo Athletica is, I I don't know if it's exclusively, but it's primarily for women, right? Isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, it's primarily for women.
So this
and
is
it's like
Christy.
It's no, that's not. So Christopher Verdeveld. Oh, I just butchered that. I don't know how to. Vredeveld. That's a lot of consonants.
Christopher V.
The Christopher V. Congratulations. You just won something nice for your wife, girlfriend, mother, sister. 2 tickets to Gun Prom. Gun Prom coming up September 16th. That's here it's in Mission Valley in San Diego. It is going to be a fantastic, probably have 1,000 people there again. Loved it. We need to talk about a 511 presence at Gun Prom this year. Maybe we'll talk about that, Chris.
Please.
And the 2 tickets to Gun Prom goes to Scott Gould. Congratulations, Scott, and thank you, San Diego County Gun Owners, for such a generous gift. And then this is huge, man. Franklin Armory CA7 AR pistol. Chris, have you seen that thing before?
I have.
It's pretty nice, right?
It's wild.
Yeah, and it's the only AR pistol on the roster in California. So it's the only one you can buy. This is big, and this person I know is going to be elated. Franklin Armory CA7 AR pistol goes to Dakota Adelphia. Congratulations, Dakota. I don't know. This might be her first gun, Alicia, isn't
Maybe.
it?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Could be.
Far from it. And then finally, Gunsight 150. That's a 3-day pistol class. If you've never been to Gunsight, their 150 3-day pistol class is fantastic. Chris, you ever been to Gunsight?
I have. Multi-time alum.
Wow, congratulations.
Yeah,
Did you take the 150?
I've been out there for 250 carbine. I was out there for 150 pistol.
Yeah.
And a few other classes too. So it's an awesome spot.
Yeah, second to none. Those guys are great.
Most definitely.
Yeah. Or I don't know if they're second to none. They're at least tied for first with a couple of, but they're great, right?
Well, that's where it all started, right back with Colonel Cooper.
Yeah, yeah, it is. I just don't want to. I don't want a bunch of people email. Well, what about us, man? We're not bad. Okay. Okay. Gunsight Hunt 150 3-day pistol class. Mark Hughesland. That's awesome.
I was running out of applause.
We ought to make it. If your name isn't easy to say, you can't win.
You can't win. That's right.
What do you think?
There needs to be like a constant limitation.
Yeah, a lot of Smiths.
Yeah, we should just start throwing them away. Like I can't pronounce that.
Yeah, I can't.
Bob Smith. All right, you win. All 5 winners. Bob Smith. Oh, Bob Smith.
You did a great job, Bob.
Fantastic, Bob. Yeah. So thank you guys for donating. That's very, very cool.
Definitely.
Did you make it down to the symposium? Did you go to the gun show or no?
I did not make it down, but I know that some of the team was looking to get down there and see it. And like you were saying before, with the first annual, I mean, one of the big pieces when people think about California, sometimes we're not thinking gun shows. So now it's building that community event and having that opportunity.
Well, up in Costa Mesa, up in Orange County, I don't think you guys have a gun show anymore either, do you?
Yeah, it used to be Crossroads of the West, forever and ever, at Orange County Fairgrounds, and they'd also go down to Del Mar and they'd be out to Riverside area, but no gun shows.
They were talking about looking at the blimp hangers, the old blimp hangers.
Oh, right, out in Tustin, sure.
Out in Tustin as a possibility, but I don't think anything came of that, which is too bad. It's so ridiculous.
This new group, since they did as well as they did this time, they may expand.
That'd be great. We got to do it on private property. It's a little difficult to find private property that can accommodate a gun show. They need a lot of space. But as long as they're trying, we're going to try with them, and we're going to succeed. So,
got nothing to lose.
Yeah. What did you think of the gun show, Alicia?
I thought it was great.
You did a good job too. Speaking.
Well, thank you.
Not one tomato was thrown at you, which is an indicator that you're doing something right.
Isn't there still a shortage?
Tomato shortage. The only reason they didn't throw tomatoes at you while you were speaking is because
mine aren't quite in season yet.
Have you seen how expensive a tomato is?
I know.
No one's going to throw a tomato at it.
No. Is there something going on with tomatoes?
Well, of course.
Are we mad about tomatoes this week?
Yes, we
Every week we got to get mad about something new and different. I just put up a Facebook post.
You can't bring the underwear and the hammer back.
Yeah, I just put up a Facebook post. I really missed. You remember, 4, 5, 6 months ago, we were all mad at a guy wearing underwear carrying a hammer in Pelosi's house. You know, all the memes going around, the underwear fighting.
How many years did that guy get?
I don't know, but gosh, we got to bring that. Can't we be mad at that for one more week? That was so fun.
I thought so.
Everything else that we're mad at, it's not as fun as underwear hammer fighting.
I mean, come on, we're always mad at something.
Every week. Yeah, Monday morning, first thing you got to do is figure out what we're all mad at.
Yeah,
It's ridiculous. I'm mad at that. That's what I'm mad at this week,
I
Dave.
think you should write that down.
So anyway.
You're probably more mad that you don't have your Jeep.
Well, they
Not
keep giving
really.
me, yeah, they
Not really.
keep giving me nice loaners. I mean. So our next guest coming up after the break is Tasha Williamson. I think you guys are going to really enjoy this conversation that we're going to have. Tasha's done a fantastic job of supporting San Diego County gun owners, working with us, and getting people involved that maybe San Diego County gun owners wouldn't have found without her, and we're very, very happy about that. She's an interesting lady, has an interesting life, and we're going to hear more about it when we get back.
Hey, is there a better tool that empowers a woman to defend against an attacker that's 100 pounds bigger?
Nope.
You noticed I waited this time? That's why it's so important for women to learn how to defend themselves with the most effective self-defense tool ever invented. For women, led by women, the Not Me program is designed to help with training, purchasing a gun, and getting a concealed carry permit. And guess what? It's free. So sign up today. Go to notmesd.org.
So while we're waiting for our next guest to call in.
Well, while you're waiting,
yeah.
So Chris, how do you guys go about deciding what you're going to put in your stores?
I would take it a step further back, even as what are the products we're going to design and develop, and a lot of that is going to be end user driven. So we'll look at and pull different groups of people and poll and do focus groups to determine what that next phase is.
Okay,
and when we think about the stores, how we want to outfit the stores, it's really going to be building out with that, what those volumes and what those products are that are in stock, but ultimately too having that shopping experience so that you can find that range build out. You can find that everyday apparel. You can find that footwear. And then we also do seasonal swap out too. So
Well,
you're
and
gonna have constant
talked,
rotating stock.
it's like we
products.
talked off air about apparel for women.
Yes, sir.
And it's a little slow coming, but it's coming.
I love the fit of the women's pants.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you know what? I mean, their selections are much smaller for women than they are for men. That was why I was questioning.
That's to be expected, though. But it's for a long time. I wore men's tactical pants. That's what was there, right? And so, just the fit on a woman is just a little awkward. It doesn't fit well. So they have a variety of the women's pants, and I love them all.
And they fit good.
For me, they do. I mean, there's different body types. I imagine there might be women where they not as well, but yeah, for me, they're great.
And I would say too that from a women's fit and a women's sizing, we've got a lot online too. So if you're not seeing something in store, definitely check out the website. But we're always developing product from that side. And then two, I know some of the hesitancy and for everyone is buying clothes online.
So to Mike's point, what he was asking before about being online, being able to make your living online, being able to try them on is huge.
And I think it's
absolutely. And we've got a great returns policy or being able to swap out too. So don't be scared.
So you can wear them for a year, and then when you're tired of them, you can bring them back. Yeah.
As long as the tags are on. Kidding.
Hey, I've done that. I said, some people say, "Oh, I see you got a new pair of pants." Hey, what are you talking about? Oh, shoot, I forgot all about that on there. But I like the elasticity of your clothes. I don't know if you put that in there intentionally.
We do. So depending too, we've got a couple different ways we build it, and a lot of the materials now are going to actually be mechanical stretch. So when you think of any kind of give or stretch or elasticity, if you use a fiber that's a mesh fiber, it'll break down over time. So we have what we refer to as two-way mechanical stretch, and then you'll see four-way mechanical stretch as well. But with a two-way mechanical stretch, it's actually the weave of the fiber, so that way it always returns back to that original state.
Well, every KUSI segment I do, I wear 511, and the reason I do it is because I have to carry recording equipment in two different pockets. And like the pants I had on today that has the double stack back pocket, I can leave my wallet in the lower one, and I can put the listening, the microphone device in that one, and I can take the other one and put. it's perfect. It's almost like you guys designed it for TV people.
Well, the great part is, as long as it has an appearance or feel as like a smartphone or an M4 magazine,
That's why.
you're set.
Yeah.
Absolute.
Yeah. Do you have any 511 pants?
I don't think I don't think I have any 511 pants. I was waiting for the women's
fall in
cut
love with them.
with my nice round hips. So I'll probably
Please stop.
No, I don't have. I don't have any yet, but I'm a pretty simple guy, man. Blue jeans and a.
Well, how many more watches do you need? Don't you think you ought to?
I was going to say I can't afford 5.
You got to start wearing pants.
I don't watch. It's cutting in my watch budget.
Yeah, but you got to start wearing pants.
Well,
You know-
we'll have to fix that because we've got, if you're a blue jeans guy, like my typical, what my wife would refer to as my uniform,
Yeah.
snap front shirt and blue jeans. And it's going to be
511 blue jeans. Oh, that's right. They do make
They do
that.
make the blue jean line.
Our Defender blue jeans.
Now, why would somebody get 511 blue
Got
jeans?
some cool hidden pockets. I know that.
Hidden pockets
Yeah.
is one. The durability for sure. Two-way mechanical stretch, like I was mentioning before.
Yeah.
So you can actually have jeans that don't pinch and pull when you're wearing them.
I got a question.
Hit me.
So when you fasten them in the front, some of them were button, and some of them were button and snap.
Right.
Is there a reason for that?
Just a difference in style.
Okay.
Usually for jeans, it's going to be a button front. Some of the other types will be a snap front. But we've got, all in, when I think of it, I think the last count that I heard was between men's and women's styling, all colors, all sizes. We have I think it's just over 26,000 style numbers.
Jeez.
So coming from 6 pieces back from the early 90s to today, there's quite a bit and more to come.
Are you still carrying the tennis shoe?
We do. So we've got a couple different types.
Because that's my favorite.
Yeah, we've got our Norris, which actually looks like a skate shoe. It's going to be no puncture, so nail or needle.
Oh, really?
Yep, and some cutaway tags. So we've got some low vis detectives that like to wear those. So it has a little bit of style, but it's not going to become problematic around different terrains.
Right.
But then also our AT all-terrain line for the sneaker, and then quite a few others. So we've got quite a bit, and then also women's sizing. So,
And other than the stuff you guys sell, you guys are looking to do forums and do informational seminars and that sort of thing.
Yeah,
talk a little bit
absolutely.
about that. Look, first off, before you even talk about what types, talk about why. Why is that important to 511?
yeah, when we think about 511 and we think about our mantra of always be ready, we think of ready is mindset, and ready is going to be lifestyle. So when we think of how to approach that, you can't just have a pile of kit or a pile of gear and be successful. You have to have knowledge. You have to be educated. You have to learn. You have to experience. So that's where we dubbed a piece what's called Always Be Ready, or our ABR academies in our stores, and being able to have those communities to come in and hear an instructor or hear a speaker be able to give an information session in our stores. And we partnered with USCCA. And they're on track to do over 400 seminars this year alone across our 125 almost plus retail fleet, and then being able to have those locations where people can go for information. We don't know it all, but our blog site is just being refreshed, and especially our contacts throughout the shoot industry, really being able to lean in there as a resource.
What about patches? I noticed you have, is this a collection thing? How many patches do you have? I picked up a couple, but it's like, I collect too much stuff as it is.
Morale patches are definitely a big thing.
Wow.
Some of them are a little tongue-in-cheek, as you notice when you read these and you see them. And at our store grand openings, we do a store patch. But yeah, it's really just a way to connect and almost put a little
Do you
flash.
think it would
on your
take
gear.
off did you think it would take off as well as it has?
I almost wonder in the very beginning if it was like, oh, we'll see how it goes. Let's
Yeah.
make a few of them. And now there's actually a team at headquarters in our design team. They develop all the art and figure out seasons in advance what those patches will be. And then we do a refresh in store and online and holiday session and through the season. And then also our blind patch giveaways. So we do a lot of where people are, we've got some really strong patch collectors that they want to buy in and find what those mystery patches are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
absolutely.
the seminars, that's community building, and
Absolutely.
I don't, I can't imagine. Kind of going back to what I was saying earlier about, I can't imagine that's a big profit center. So, and the reason I bring that up is, that means you guys care. You know what I mean? That means you guys are trying to accomplish something that is more than just, the bottom line or a profit center.
Sure. When we think of it as a profit center, it is not a profit center.
Yeah.
And really it is, it's an impact on the bottom line. But what we find is we've got a means by which we can bring that information forward and bring our partners to a location and bring people in, and really being that resource. Because a lot of it, we've got pants, like perfect question earlier. Why would you want to wear our jeans? It's like, well, we've got hidden pockets. We've got two-way mechanical stretch. But you wouldn't know it unless you experienced it. And it's not just a means, a lost lead to get someone in the door. But it's really that way of educating and having that always be ready.
Because you don't get that education online.
It'd be hard pressed.
It'd be hard. You could have that little button where you could talk to somebody.
Sure.
But I hate that guy. I like to physically go in, and first question I have is, what's new?
Sure.
Because I go in enough times, and the help there is amazing. Oh, well, here, let me show you. Like, what are you kind of looking for? And I tell them what I'm looking for, and then they direct me accordingly. So yeah, I maybe I'm just old school. I just like to go in, just like Alicia said. She wants to go in, try them on, see if they fit, and I got to quit buying those.
And I think that's the bit too is with our staff is go in and ask questions. I think so many times people are used to, oh, what can I help you with? Oh, nothing.
What are you lost?
What are you looking for? What are you looking for? Is there anything I can help you with? And people just want us and not be encumbering anyone. The staff is there to help. So if you're saying, hey, what's this bag? Oh, it's Molly. What's Molly? It's a pouch. How do I do
with it?
Yeah.
Let's put it all together here.
So these seminars, this outreach that you're doing with these seminars and everything, if it's not about the bottom line, it's not about money.
Correct.
It's about cause. It's about something you guys are trying to accomplish. Who's behind that? Like, how was that decision made, and who is that important to?
Yeah, and what we've seen is that within the corporation itself, within the company, being able to have that leadership bit. It's what do we have? We've got a means by which we can communicate. We look at our products of always be ready and thinking about serving those who serve, and really being able to drive forward. So our executive leadership is really strong in supporting the efforts and really leading in and maintaining our ideals.
That's awesome. So, I think that's important, and I think it's important for people to know that, one, they can get some amazing information by coming to these seminars, but two, the fact that you guys are doing it, and why you're doing it, that it means something.
Certainly.
That you're trying to build community. You're trying to be give back and do something that means more than just, making a couple of bucks. And I think that's really cool. I think it's awesome. So I'm glad we got that out. If people want to know more about the seminars, where do they go?
Yeah, best bet, go on to 511tackle.com. You'll be able to see our store finder on there as well as our blog site. And then if you're in a local area with a store, find it, go talk to the team, chat with them.
Thanks for watching this clip from Gun Owners Radio. If you're watching mainstream media, you're not getting the truth about guns. Gun Owners Radio is the easiest way to stay on top of the Second Amendment fight, the fight for your self-defense rights. You can watch our live stream on YouTube every Sunday from 4 to 6 p.m. California time, or if you're in San Diego, AM 1170, FM 96.1, The Answer. We're also available on your favorite podcast platform. Just search Gun Owners Radio and you'll find our show. Like and subscribe to help defend and restore the Second Amendment, not just in California, but across the country.